Hey, hey. Good morning, everybody. Let me turn that down. Let me put on our guests. Look at that. It worked perfectly. We got a guest in here. We'll throw his microphone on. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here. Welcome, 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 welcome.
It's March, everybody. March.
That's crazy. Yeah, it is flying by.
I hate it.
It's March 3rd. It's not even
Check
March
1, 2.
1st. We're already a couple. Can you hear yourself?
Check one.
We're already a couple days in. You may need
You
to
ready for spring break?
You may need to boost that. We've had some ladies in here, and I noticed that the ladies turn their volume down a lot.
Oh, on the headphones?
Yeah.
No, they're plenty loud.
Okay, all right. And then we had Jeff Howland, and he wears hearing aids because he's old.
Struggling to get this thing to stay up.
Hey.
Yeah.
Dr. Powers can help you with
Especially
that.
if that bottle of wine.
Yeah.
I know it's most likely our age because it's proven that we have a faster perception of time as we get older.
Yeah.
But could it also be marijuana?
I think marijuana makes it stand still a little bit.
Yeah. Well, not.
Yeah.
I mean, just it seems
Check
like
one,
wait, hold it. Fucking March already? Like year just started.
All right.
It's for sure age. You know, your frame of reference gets bigger.
Yeah.
A year means less.
I've been working on my
As
frame
you
of
get
reference, and I thought it was a little slimmer this year. I've been actually, I'm doing vaudeville now.
As we get closer to bikini season, you gotta work on your frame of reference.
I gotta work on my frame of reference. I gotta work on my bikini bod. Maisie picks on me all the time because she's in really good shape, and she just picks on me all the time. I have zits on my ass. I have a fat belly. She'll come up and like shimmy dog it.
Yeah.
And like bongo it. Yeah.
Maybe that's just the motivation you need.
I mean,
That's
it doesn't.
called pig belly bongo.
Yeah.
You're supposed to play
Yeah,
those.
it is pig belly bongos. All right. Would you like to begin, sir?
Sure.
Here we go. And 3, 2.
Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on Twitch and YouTube, and we'd love for you to come check out our live stream. Just search at Tom and Dan Live. Also on YouTube, tons of replays of every single day's recording with all of our guests, interviews, comedians, cartoons, shorts, small documentaries, large document. There's all kinds of stuff on there. Just search at Tom and Dan Live.
Also, if you're looking for some spring camps for your kids, the Orlando Science Center has them. The History Center has them. So go to thehistorycenter.org.
And I'm thinking of starting one here. I'm thinking of starting Dan Dennis's
podcast camp.
Yeah, Dan Dennis's podcasting camp for young men.
The kids can come in here and they get to record their own podcast.
Oh, I'll teach them. But it's going to cost the parents.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm a disciplinarian. I'm a whiplash kind of guy. You know what I mean? We're talking movies, right?
Yeah.
They call me Whiplash Danny.
Nice.
Hey, I wrote you a theme song, and I want to know if you like it.
Oh, boy.
You ready? Here we go.
Okay.
He watches all the movies, so you don't have to go. It's Movies with our friend Chris Crespo.
All right.
Perfect.
What do you think?
Perfect.
What do you think? I'm getting better with it.
That's the best.
See, a lot of people, they just do these AI, whatever the Fs, and I am in full control of AI now. One would say that
AI wizard.
I've become the
I'm
the Lawnmower Dan now, and I'm in the machine. I'm in the machine now. But anyway, there you go.
Thank you so much.
But yes, I am. If we want to do the podcasting camp, keep that idea on the board. But I am a bit of a disciplinarian. I'll yell at them. But
Does that come with an AI course as well?
I could teach the kids how to, it's funny, I am teaching Maisie how to do it, and she can use that same program.
Yeah.
Yesterday, she wrote a song about our dog Dansby not liking his pads on his feet touched. We call them beans because they look like jelly beans. And she wrote a song called Please Don't Touch My Beans. And then, you know where I knew she was my daughter? She wrote, Please don't touch my beans. Also, don't touch my peen. And I go, this girl's got the joke gene, man. I was like, what was that? Please don't touch my peen. And then Andrea got mad. And then she's like, look what you did. And then, yeah.
It's not good art if you don't offend at least one person.
Yeah.
So good for her. That's
exactly.
awesome.
But anyway, glad you're here. Happy Oscars.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it, guys. Good to see you both.
Well, it was the Oscars last night. And,
it's a Oscar hangover day.
So,
yeah.
And that's a why that...
That's a why.
Why am I here?
That's why we brought it up in the Crespo.
Right? As soon as I did it, I was like, oh, let me get...
Here it comes.
You're past
No,
it.
we'll start fresh. Here.
He watches all the movies, so you don't have to go. It's It's movies with our friend Chris Crespo.
It's a Chris Crespo.
Hey, is this a movie?
Nora, how you doing?
Is this a movie that's driving me crazy?
All right, so let's get right into it. You already mentioned the
Nora,
Nora.
the big movie of the night. The one
Isn't
people
that
are going
the
to start watching this
controversy?
week.
Isn't that the anti-Muslim trans person or something?
No, I don't think so. No, that's
What is that one?
That's Amelia Perez,
Okay.
the lead actor for that movie.
Everything is too crazy.
There was
now. I can't keep up with
This
it.
was a weird Oscar season where like almost every big movie had some sort of strange controversy around it. Even Nora had a weird thing where Mikey Madison talked about how they didn't have an intimacy coordinator on set and they just did everything themselves. So a lot of people are like, that's not really how we're doing things anymore. It's safer with an intimacy coordinator.
That's what I was going to do before podcasting.
Intimacy coordinator.
What is that?
I was going to be an intimacy.
Yeah,
well,
sure.
I would be on set to make sure that not only the lovemaking scenes that we're filming in the movie look good, but they're also positive and filled with consent. And unless we're trying to portray a rapist monster, in which you wouldn't need me. In which you wouldn't need me.
Actually, I think even then,
I don't know what they do. I
You
made
need
all that up.
no, that's all correct. You need
Is
the
that
coordinator more. The coordinator's on set to like talk through
Be
whatever
more rapey.
whatever the intimacy scene you're doing is. Like, let's talk about it ahead of time. We're gonna talk about everything you're gonna do. We're gonna make sure everyone is okay with it. Just making sure it's the safest. Most, like you said, respectful, consensual environment for filming things like that. Because in the past,
You get to pick out the Merkins.
you got to pick your own merkin. Usually, you work with the costume design department.
How
on
cool
that.
would that be? Is you get to design everyone that's naked in your movie. You get to design their pubic hair.
They're
How
merkins,
cool is it?
or if they're men, you got to design. Oftentimes, you
Yeah.
see full frontal male nudity in a movie.
Tom's into that.
It's a fake. It's a fake
Yeah, yeah.
prosthetic piece. Is how they get away with it.
It's usually Aqua Fairy, like the
Yeah.
ones I purchased online. You can buy them. They're great. Aqua Fairy products are fantastic.
Fair Villa, Tom and Dan
I would
for your
actually
promo
enjoy
code.
this. I would actually enjoy this job. I think I would take it seriously. I'd be a very good intimacy coordinator.
And it's not like it's a new thing. It's just become standard industry standard in the last like 6, 7, 8 years. But people have been doing this on some sets going back for a few decades now.
But
it's just now more widely regarded as like this is what you do when you have a sex scene in a movie.
because bad things have happened, right?
Absolutely, people. Let's be honest. Men go too far. They
Marilyn Manson
start
had that
improvising.
rumor. Remember, Marilyn Manson had that rumor that he filmed he has a music video out there
Oh.
with a woman that he was dating at the time, and then it's just like he removed his ribs so he could get at it himself. He has all these weird rumors. This rumor was that they were fully engaged like a Firehouse Sub during the video.
No, okay, it's
they
like
were
real.
attached. Yeah,
Wow.
they were
It was
Velcroed.
real.
Yeah, they were Velcroed.
Stuff like that goes back. I mean, I can think of this movie from the 70s called Don't Look Now. It's a Donald Sutherland movie. And I think Donald Sutherland and Julie Christie, and they have a sex scene in that movie that people swear to this day that it was that they were just doing it for real. If you watch a scene, it's kind of incredible. If they're faking it, if they are faking it, don't want to really describe it too much as it's for radio, but
No, describe it.
No.
I'm into it.
Like you can almost, you're like, whoa, that looks way too real.
Yeah,
And then you're like, it could be real.
it could be. Then people are just like, "Is that real?" And they swore it wasn't. But I mean, I don't know.
Chat room is echoing that we should probably Google that scene later.
No, the don't look up scene.
Yeah,
Don't look
yeah.
now. Don't look now.
Don't look up.
Don't look up. That's a different one. That's a different.
Yeah, there's also I also had heard there is a very graphic, and the rumor had been for years that the sex scene in this film was real, and that was Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. So I couldn't even do it. Couldn't even do
The
it.
real meatballs.
The real meatballs.
Back to Nora. So I saw it at one Best Picture, and I never even, I don't think we discussed this
It's
film.
a Russian sex worker marries oligarch's son.
Yeah, well, not a Russian. She's American, but can speak a little Russian. She does have like a Russian past. That's why she hooks up with him to begin with. But she's a stripper at a club in New York. Hooks up with a Russian guy, a really young Russian guy who's the son of like some Russian gangster, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah, it's like a Russian mafia.
Yeah, sort of
oligarch,
adjacent.
or,
Yeah, exactly.
Like that.
Exactly.
Russian mobster.
Martial. So they get married pretty early on, and then his family finds out about it back in Russia, and they're like, we got to put a stop to this. So most of the movie is them trying to get them to get annulled. Even a good chunk of it is them just running around trying to find the guy, the Russian kid, because he just runs off and goes hiding. So she's forced to go with his family to go looking for him throughout New York City. It's kind of a long movie, 2.5 hours. A lot happens in it, but I did like it quite a bit. I'm not surprised that it won all the awards that it won, and I'm not mad about it either. It's not my favorite movie of the year.
Do you think Brutalist was better?
I think Brutalist was better. I mean, my favorite movies of the year were Brutalist, Dune Part 2, and The Substance. And Nosferatu were like my favorites of last year that I've seen. I like the Nora a lot. It might make my top 10, but a little lower. But that's just me. I'm just one guy.
Why do you think it won?
I do have an idea about that. I think it's because, especially with Best Picture, they do ranked voting for Best Picture. So instead of just picking the one movie you want to win, they make you rank all the movies 1 through 10. So what typically has been happening for the last 6 or 7 years, the movies that are everyone's number 2 or everyone's number 3 ends up winning, because whatever some people think is number 1, other people are like, that movie is not that good, and they'll put it at like number 10. So it won't get enough points in total, and it ends up getting disqualified. So it goes down to the next most popular movie. So you almost end up with the safer choice. That's how something like a Green Book wins a few years ago.
Gotcha. So the movie with the highest average ends up taking it, because the Brutalist and some of the other movies have the difference, either it's 1 or 5.
Yes, exactly. But Nora was like everyone's 1 or 2 or maybe 3. Conclave was another one that people were talking about. Maybe that'll win, because that's everyone's like second favorite, third favorite movie of the year. So I'm not surprised at all that Nora won Best Picture. I'm a little surprised that the writer and director Sean Baker also won director, editing, and writing. So he's the only person to have won 4 awards in one ceremony for the same movie. Walt Disney won 4 awards one night, but that was for like 4 separate Disney projects in like the 50s.
So you're saying, I mean,
he was smoking up there.
Yeah,
he's smoking so much.
And you can tell me if I'm wrong on this, but it felt like, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it felt like you were saying that although he did win, that maybe there's a little doubt in your mind as to like, whoa, all 4? Like, I don't know if it deserves it.
I just found it surprising. I found it very surprising.
We don't want to take anything away from anybody, but at the same time, that's a...
Exactly.
I mean, that would be considered sort of a historical sweep of some sort?
It is historical. It absolutely is. It's a big deal. And it's cool that it's for an independent film. I like the filmmaker Sean Baker. I like his movies Tangerine, and you guys might remember the Florida Project from like 6-7 years ago. Yeah. Those are great movies. I actually like those more than Nora. I still like the Nora though. So it is cool to see his trajectory. Like his very first film was shot on iPhones, and now he's picking up awards for this movie. So good for him. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does next, because now he's gonna have a little bit of clout. Someone's going to want to give him a little bit of money to make his next thing. So hopefully he has some crazy dream project now that before he couldn't get made, and now he can, which will be very cool.
Lots of nudity in this film?
Yeah, it's in a strip club with a sex worker. Come on, you kidding me? It's
are we just talking top,
crazy.
or are we getting some bottoms finally?
I'm going to have to rewatch it to remember.
I feel like in the 70s and 80s we hit our peak with getting the bottoms. And then somewhere in the 90s, we were like, nope, top only.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
Well, if you want your movie to make money, it's got to be on as many screens as possible. So the less nudity, the better for that regards. But this movie wasn't necessarily like that. It's really good. I really did like it quite a bit. And again, I'm not surprised that it won what it won. It's interesting that it won so many. But even then, it wins 5 awards total, because he wins those 4. The biggest surprise is Mikey Madison winning lead actress for her role in that movie, because everyone was thinking it was going to be Demi Moore, the type of thing where, she's been around for a while. She's 60 years old. What's the chances of Demi Moore getting another role like this for the rest of her career?
Yeah, it was kind of like her time to win, and because she's probably not going to be in another movie.
She's not going to get another. I don't think she's going to get another chance like this. Yeah, it's surprising when this happens.
Has she ever won an Oscar?
No. Not even nominated.
Not even for like. I guess G.I. Jane wasn't even nominated.
It's one of my favorite movies. I'll tell you what. If I'm on a desert island and somebody says, "What are you bringing, Daddy?" I'm like, G.I. Jane. Number 1.
We're like, she shaved her head and she's hot.
And then I'm bringing.
She's doing push-ups.
Remember Chipmunks Rock? I love that album, Chipmunks Rock.
So
that's a good ass album. It was blue.
What's the name of the actress again?
Mikey Madison.
So Mikey Madison, the second female actress.
Wait a minute, Mikey Madison. That sounds like a baseball
player.
It
sounds like a New York Yankee.
He's out Mikey Madison to the plate.
Third baseman Mikey Madison.
Only the second female actress that was born in the 90s to win an Oscar. I saw that.
Yes, the actors are getting younger. Timothée Chalamet Chalamet, if he had won,
and I keep staying the same.
he would have been the youngest winner at 24 years old, I think, just beating Adrian Brody, who still holds the record for youngest Oscar winner when he won like 20-something years ago for
Timothy
The Pianist.
Chalamet looks like he eats dirty butt. I'll say it.
Come on.
It's a mustache.
I'll say
it's
it.
a little mustache.
He looks like a dirty rat, like a dirty butt rat.
Yeah.
Right? He looks like a butt rat.
A little bit, yeah. He's definitely a rat boy.
Timothy Chalamet.
He's into art.
You look and you wear, and when you look like a butt rat.
Yeah,
He's
you turn into a rat when you're into art.
And women love rat men.
Yeah.
It is the year of year of the snake, but it is the year of the year of the rat man.
Rat men are popular now.
So speaking of Adrian Brody, he did win for Best Actor for
The Brutalist. Yes, the titular Brutalist.
So let's talk about this. When Adrian Brody wins,
another rat man. Oh, a very probably my favorite rat man.
He's the most prominent rat man.
I think he's my favorite.
Yeah,
this guy can act.
He is evolving out of the rat though as he gets older.
Well, you become too big for the rat.
Yeah, your face gets filled out and it becomes less ratty.
Become a little horsey.
So
you do become a horse.
The rat to horse pipeline is severe.
It's the best. Yeah.
They announce him as the winner. People are clapping, and he gets up. He starts walking towards the stage. Forgets that he has gum in his mouth.
Yeah.
Then turns around, takes the gum out, and then throws it to his wife.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's kind of funny.
Why not just swallow it, Brody? It doesn't make any sense.
I probably would have just put it in my pocket. Like, I'll never wear this tuxedo again.
Yeah,
I'm rich.
what's she supposed to do? Give it back to him so he can put it back in his mouth later?
Yeah. I wouldn't have swallowed it, and I wouldn't have thrown it at Andrea, because that's rude. She'd kill me if I did that.
I'll just stick it on the Oscar, right on the head.
Just swallow it. It's safe. Gum is safe to swallow.
But you could put it in your teeth. I used to do it all the time in Orlando City. You tuck it up on one of your molars, and then you just talk. What are you, not a pro? You're an actor.
Act like you've been there before, Adrian.
Yeah, it's like, are people
Didn't
afraid
he say
of
that? Yeah, wasn't that his thing?
Yeah, he did say that too, yeah.
Which is like, I also don't like it. I do think it's a bad move when you're like, cut the music. I've been here before.
Yeah.
Like, no. Drop the curtain on his head.
Yeah, you
gotta drop the curtain on his head when he does that.
And they
Is
give
the speech too long?
This is why we hate actors. This is why we hate actors. When you get up there, and you better make it quick, because we got to move on. This thing is forever. And then you're like, stop the music. I'm going to do this. Like, drop the curtain pipe right in his head like Bret Michaels and kill him.
And then it's not even like what he said after. He was like, I'm going to keep going. It's not like what he said was so profound and amazing that we all had to hear it.
None of their speeches are profound. Even the ones that include hot-button political topics. I don't care about what any of you guys have to say.
Yeah.
Shut up.
You get 45 seconds. Keep it to that. Thank your lawyer, thank your manager, your agent. So stupid, and then get out of there.
I like you. I've always liked you since you were peeing your pants in Home Alone. Always liked you. Shut up.
Been around for a while.
Let's talk about Culkin. So he
Kieran.
won for
supporting actor,
best supporting actor. Yeah. And me and Dana were talking about this morning. We're like, it's pretty interesting that Macaulay Culkin's brother, ended up reaching this height of. Fame.
He's the actor of the fam.
Yeah, he is now.
He's the guy.
Yeah, in the 90s when he was a kid, Macaulay was like one of the biggest stars of the world, which is crazy because Home Alone was such a big movie. But now he like fully stepped away and just like lived on his Home Alone money for the rest of his life doing nothing. Kieran is the one that ends up having a full working career and like building up to winning an Emmy in succession, and now winning the Oscar for A Real Pain in the same year.
So Adrian Brody's wife is Harvey Weinstein's ex-wife?
That I did not know.
Somebody said that in the chat room.
Oh, wow. That poor lady.
Yeah.
That can't be true. That's not true.
I mean,
what a redemption for her.
That's more of a reason to drop the curtain pipe on his head.
Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah, get out of here.
It's not his fault.
You got Weinstein run off?
Yeah, but how do you go to that after that, right?
Well, I mean,
I'm not going to marry Andrea after she's like, I was like, who was your ex?
Alex Jones.
She's like, Jabba the Hutt. I'm like, get the hell out of here, you gross pizza heads.
So...
Right? If Crystal had dated and been married to Jabba the Hutt, I'm putting it back on movies. You couldn't marry her, or maybe you're the guy. You're the one guy.
You're the Adrian Brody.
Guy can turn his feet. I have no emotions. Jabba's just another weird thing.
Well, I would find it odd. Did you turn the other way? Did you know her? Like it all depends. Like maybe she had no idea that Jabba was doing,
Jabba things.
All the things.
Jabba things. Yeah.
I mean, and the rumors. I mean, I would have gotten curious to like you had to have started becoming, like
They gotta wonder, why are all the plants in the house dying?
The chat room does say she divorced him and left the country for a while with their kids. Not good enough. Not good enough.
Not good enough. Leave the planet at that point.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
What?
It's his kids. Oh, gross.
So this is what I think about. Like, would Kieran Culkin reach this success if his brother didn't do what he did? If he was him by himself?
Because he'd probably never been in Home Alone. Never started the.
May not even started acting. Yeah.
Because as you know, becoming a successful actor, it's a lot like poker, where it's skill and luck.
Sure.
Like a lot of times, people take roles that they have no idea what they're going to be, and then all of a sudden they end up being, and it's their launching point. You know.
Sure. Yeah.
Because you don't know what the movie's going to do when you first accept the part. So his name gets him in there. Obviously, you have the Culkin last name. But also maybe looking at his brother and the wanting to surpass his fame or wanting to accomplish what he's. You know what I'm saying? Did that give him motivation? And with his name, now he reaches it, or could he have done it by himself?
Nate Bargatze said it on our show. I was just listening to that interview. You have to see somebody succeed. If you don't,
you don't even know if it's possible.
You almost get in a weird. Yeah, you don't. It's almost not real. You have to see somebody succeed. Chat room is disagreeing. They're saying maybe he would have, because the father of the Culkin family made them all act. But in my scenario, I guess I was thinking none of them act. Sorry.
Yeah.
I should have probably clarified. I'm thinking if nobody acted, then no, it doesn't happen.
Sure.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is because of his brother's success.
Because Macaulay blew up first,
Yeah.
and that opens doors for other Culkins. Kieran works. Isn't another one Corey? Isn't there another Culkin? There's a third Culkin that was had a little career in the late 90s, early 2000s as he became a teenager. But it's interesting that Kieran is the one that ends up breaking through so artistically.
It was Patel Culkin.
Patel
I think it was
Culkin.
Patel
Yeah, it was
Culkin.
Patel.
He gets forgot about a lot.
Yeah, people. It's sad.
Another
Poor
one that
guy.
I think is interesting, because it kind of plays into what you're trying to figure out, this luck aspect of it. Like the bluegrass player, Grammy Award winning, nobody better, Billy Strings. He's awesome, right? His dad didn't play bluegrass, but his stepdad did. His stepdad introduced him to bluegrass at 13.
Okay.
So no stepdad with bluegrass, then you don't find it, then you don't become the best in the world.
He doesn't become Billy Strings.
Right. Like if you stay with regular dad, then you just stay Billy.
Sure.
There are no strings.
Yeah, so maybe dad would have pushed Kieran to act and to strive. Maybe he didn't need an older brother to, quote, beat in those regards. But I think Macaulay, like I said, one of the biggest movie stars in the world in the 90s, just off of a couple of movies, that had enough juice to get Kieran going for a while. Anyone with a Culkin last name, doors are going to be open for you, at least to try to do your best versus hey, get out of here. We don't even want to see you, kid.
Before we take a break, let's talk about the best animated picture flow.
Yes.
So
that's about a period, right?
This was the first.
No, Turning Red was about a period.
No, Turning Red literally
I was being serious.
Turning
there.
Red was about a period.
Tom looked at me like I'm on Animal Man, and I'm like, no, I'm being movies.
You're thinking of a different movie.
Yeah, Dad shot, but Andrea
a different Oscar-nominated film.
Andrea leaned over to me. She's like, this cartoon's about Maisie getting her period. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? I'm like, what was it about? Like me putting on porn in front of her or something. What are you doing?
So this is the first independent animated movie to win.
I think so, yeah, because going back to when this category started, which was 2001, 2002, it's always been DreamWorks. Well, actually, DreamWorks is only one for Shrek. Pixar, Disney, Illumination, these big corporations have won. So this is a fully independent from Latvia animated film, which is wild.
So I was like, maybe the boys will like watching this. I've never heard of Flow. I clicked on the trailer and watched it, and it is weird because the trailer.
Do they outsource their animation to us?
Yeah. That'd be interesting. Now,
right?
maybe they sent it to a neighboring Eastern European country.
The trailer was just a wet cat climbing a mountain and then dances with a space bird. All
right.
And,
that's my kind of film.
That sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah, that sounds. Is that an A24?
And then I was like, "What the hell is happening? No dialogue."
What
nothing.
do the boys think?
Well, I watched it in here the first time, like this morning.
Oh, this morning.
Oh, you were like, I'll put this on for him later.
No,
And then, like,
I thought I'm like, the sons are not going to be interested in this. So
You
you
also hate anything with a bird, apparently. So.
Yeah, he's anti-bird. Well, I mean, can you
have
blame
you watched
him? He's had to tend for birds for 40 years.
Is it good?
I haven't had a chance to watch it, but I mean, it's I've known about it for a couple months now. It's very well reviewed. Obviously, it won the Academy Award here, kind of a big deal for this movie. I know it's dialogue free. I think it's about a cat and other animals surviving a flooding pretty much. So it's kind of like a adventure type movie. And
so there's no dialogue. It's all music and animation.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, if you can pull that off, I think that's great when you can make a movie or tell any story without people talking, or in this case, without even having people. I think that's very cool. So it sounds like it's worth checking out. I don't know if it's going to keep the attention of children. It might be an animated film appreciated more by adults.
My daughter needs a digital jackpot to be going off in her eyes every 5 seconds. Digital jackpot.
Yeah, if it's even a little contemplative, they may check out quickly.
I just feel like this was in the wrong category because the films it was up against, like Inside Out 2 and the standard like Pixar.
Yeah, but those are for families. Maybe was this for?
I think the animators might consider it for families. Absolutely.
Yeah, but
it's not like there's any
adult
themes.
I think European people are tougher, and Americans, fat Americans, they need we need some
Europeans are tougher.
We need some.
I need the Rock.
Yeah.
I need the Rock.
Telling me I'm welcome. I need to be welcome.
I need Jack Black, doing some sort of comedy, and I need some sort of billion-dollar corporation giving it to me.
Yeah,
is there a
moral? You are going to be okay.
Is there a lesson to this? Or you haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it yet, but I imagine there would be. It's probably about resilience and that type of thing.
Yeah.
God, resilience.
That's a lot. I give up on resilience.
Again, the Europeans are tougher. Like,
they are.
This is what we have to cling on to.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about some other categories. And I will say that
best dressed.
I looked.
Some say Whoopi Goldberg.
Coleman Domingo looked incredible.
It was the 97th Oscars, and I started thinking, I was like, man, they're probably going to make a huge deal out of the 100. Right?
I don't think it'll make it.
I don't think it'll make it. They're already planning the 100.
I hope they stop the 99. They're like, nobody's watching.
You know what? No one cares. We're going to stop this.
But they also they're looking back at past Oscar ratings, and they're like, God, the slap and the time, what's his name, screwed it up at the end. Like,
they gave him the wrong envelope. Warren Beatty.
Steve Harvey. And I was like, because I looked up TikTok to find out like, did anything crazy happen? And the Adrian Brody throwing his gum was there.
Yeah.
And I was like, they need something. They need some more drama.
Conan had a couple zingers. I liked his pedophile joke. I thought that was funny.
That was funny. That was something. He had a couple jokes. I was like, holy cow.
Like, hey, we're at the midway part of the show, which means Kendrick Lamar is going to come out here and call Drake a pedophile. and then he was like, don't worry, I lawyered up.
Yeah, so funny.
Funny.
I thought he did a very good job as host.
I don't know if he could do wrong in my eyes. I'm
a huge Conan fan.
I also supported him when he got the Shaft and everything.
Yeah,
I went to that
crazy
theater tour he did. I got to see him in Atlanta at the Fox Theater, and it was just so cool.
That's cool
to support that and be around. That. Yeah, he's great.
It seems I know like it's a big deal to host the Oscars, but it seems like Conan O'Brien would be over it already. Like he's on the other side of the screen. He's like, this is too much of a pain in the ass. Because I imagine it is.
All the work that goes into it. Yeah.
And then you're around all these Hollywood people, which is like
maybe he's doing it as a favor. I always think about that sometimes. I always think about it like I'm not talking about some sort of weird sexual favor, Pizzagate, that level. I'm talking about maybe it's just like how you and I do business where, we try to do special stuff for our clients and we love, let's say Mo. If Mo asks us to do something because nobody else is going to do it or host something, we'd probably go, we'll do it for you, man, because we care about you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder if
maybe whoever produces your show knows Conan and just casually
or
over
lunch.
Are
in the dumper, you know, and they're like, would you do it?
Yeah,
we need a good dude.
Because Conan, I will say, was
it's better.
It's probably, I guess Jimmy Kimmel, though, is good
Kimmel
too.
He was fine.
He's good.
Kimmel was fine.
I liked having Conan. I thought it was more comedy Ford. No offense to Jimmy Kimmel, but when he's there, I always think he's going to fight with somebody about politics. Seriously, I'm like, oh God,
He's
here we
got a
go.
sour face.
You think they'll bring Chris Rock back for the 100th? Make a slap joke, and like people will go crazy.
I don't think
right?
they like that slap thing at all.
Yeah.
I think that's,
Yeah,
I think
they
that's,
for-
a, I
they
think
for
that's
sure-
a mar. I think we laugh about it, but I
Yeah.
think to those weirdos, I think they're like, how could you do this?
Yeah, the integrity of the institution.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with more corporate time.
Got it. Let me say it that fast. That is Monday 1.
Yeah.
What's today's date?
The 3rd, the 4th, the 3rd.
Thank you.
Yeah, 3rd.
Why is that so weird? Got it.
Is there any other categories that?
That we haven't really talked about.
Yeah. Or that you want to bring up? Anything?
Let me think. We talked about the actors, really. Writing. Not necessarily.
All right.
I got Bob Zanny.
Okay. Cool.
This is going to work perfectly because he's on time. That's what happens when you get a pro. You will not be seen for a little bit, but
No problem.
feel free to pipe in if you want to.
Okay.
I'm just saving this guy. Okay, here we go. Whoop. There he is. Hey, Bob, how you doing, man?
Hey guys.
What's going on, Bob?
Good to see you.
Well, that's fair, and you can say that in the Zoom world.
Yeah, I know. It is really. We'll get you going here really quickly, man. And thanks again for doing this. We like being able to do that time of the month with Bob Zanny.
Well, who doesn't? I mean, you could just call me the, what of that time of the month.
Yeah. I was about to say, Daniel. Are we calling it that time of the month with Bob Zane?
No, he wrote that. He wrote that. Like he said, "Can we please call it this?" And he's a pro. He's been in entertainment longer than I have, and I respect my friends. And he's doing this on his own time. So I was like, "I'll call it whatever Bob says." All right.
And it's so easy to do since you made that big commitment of once a month. So
Exactly. We have a lot of skin in the game. All right, Tom, do you want to bring us back?
Yeah.
Here we go. In 3, 2.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Chris Crespo is still here, but right now we're going to do that time of the month with Bob Zaney.
Yeah.
Bob Zaney's on Zoom. How you doing, Bob?
I'm doing great, and I love the sound effect. I think that brought it all home. As you can see, I haven't really worked on my backdrop yet, but the universe is out there.
Bob, did you watch the Oscars last night?
I was on a plane. I was coming back from Detroit to L.A., Vegas, and so my wife watched it, and she was,
Yeah, it was okay.
It's just not the same. It's not the same when we were younger, and you guys don't even know what it was like in the 70s when we actually cared about the celebrities.
Yeah. They did matter. We don't care about them now.
All these celebrities at the Oscars, you're like, you're not Mr. Beast. Like I see so many. What the hell's a celebrity nowadays? That's
true. I mean, you could actually say I am one, and that will probably give you guys a little more street cred. But hey.
So what do we got, Bob?
Yep.
Well, we got a lot going on in the news, and I always like that. It's the Zane Report during that time of the month with Dan and Tom.
Yes.
First up, you guys, New York. A roller derby league has lost its bid to ban transgender female skaters. The judge said, when roller derby is no longer fake, I will allow the ban. Good news. Bad news. I know this is going to probably hit home here. The bad news, while performing in Brazil, singer Patti Smith had to end her show early after collapsing on stage. The good news is she's okay and was able to sing her 3 hit songs.
Patti Smith, 3 hit songs. There's 3, only 3. Only 3 of them. Yeah. Only 3 of them.
This is interesting. In Nebraska, you guys go to Nebraska a lot from Florida, right? It's a straight shot. Don't they have like a nonstop?
Yeah, we have a bright line.
Yeah. Well, in Nebraska, the Rock Creek Station Historical Park has started showing the everyday life of what it was like in the Nebraska Territory. Dan, that's what they called it back then. It was a territory before a state.
Sure.
And in 1864. So they're recreating what it was like life in 1864. Now, so far, the most unpopular attraction, the Poop in the Bucket Challenge.
Hold on. What? I like that one. I like that one a lot.
Why do I get the feeling that Tom actually has done that? I brought back a bad memory.
We do have a friend that has done that. We have a radio stunt man friend of ours that did that. You ever been on Bubba the Love Sponge? He did it for Bubba the Love Sponge. True story.
I don't know. I don't think I've done Bubba. I know of Bubba, so that's exciting. Well, I actually years ago, and it's somewhere out there on the interweb, I did the very excitingly the ice bucket challenge with Vanilla Ice CDs. And I filled the bucket with filling ice, and I went, ice, ice, baby.
I like that. That's his catchphrase. He did the baby.
Wait, during the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge?
Yeah. Well, you guys, I was on the Jerry Lewis Telethon for 17 years, and I helped raise money for helping people with stuff like that. So, I'm not making fun of it. I'm just having fun with it.
Sure.
All right.
Well, you did that. Yeah, you did that for a very, very long time, right? And you were doing it out in Nevada, right?
We did it in Los Angeles,
Los
in
Angeles.
CBS Television City, and then we moved to Las Vegas to the South Point. I co-hosted with people like Tom Bergeron, Casey Kasem, Ed McMahon. Every year, Ed was there for me, and I got a chance to be Johnny Carson because during my set, he would stand there, and if a joke didn't work, which happened a lot on the telethon, he would go, and what was that, Bob?
Those old school guys, they're rougher around the edges, right? They grew up at a different time.
They did, but Ed wasn't. He was actually a very, very funny man, and I would do a sketch within my stand-up set before we started doing the co-hosting, and he would help out. So he was a great foil and funny, just funny,
So
let's get right to it. Go ahead.
Oh no! Well, with the Jerry Lewis telethon, Jerry Lewis is alive.
No longer with us. I don't think.
No.
Yeah, he passed away.
Okay.
I think I'm the only last living member from the telethon, so this is exciting.
All right, keep going, Mom.
Jerry was a great guy. The reason I got to do the telethon for 17 years is because he was a huge fan of my work, but also because I kept my distance.
I like that one.
I never asked much of Jerry. I just gave back. And you can learn something from that, Dan, the way you just sit there and act like you're in control.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Let's get right to it. We're going to go back in time.
Oh, I love this. It's my favorite one.
Past Zany Report joke. And this is exciting, Danny. Tom, this is actually going to take place in your home city.
Oh, I love this.
Ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, it worked. Let me put on those Dollar Tree readers. This is from December 3rd, 2019. Good news, bad news. Here's the bad news. Orlando, Florida.
Ooh.
A grandmother is outraged because her 6-year-old granddaughter was handcuffed and fingerprinted because she had a tantrum at school. The good news, she was finally released. The 6-year-old was finally released because she had no priors.
Chris is laughing at that. Chris is laughing at that. I got to put him on camera. Chris is laughing at that.
And who is that? I'm sorry, I haven't met that gentleman. Is that the producer?
That's Chris Crespo. He's a movie man that we have on our show to talk movies. That's Chris Crespo.
Hey, Chris. I've been in a few movies myself, Chris. Did you see The Informant with Matt Damon? I play as attorney in all the scenes.
I did see The Informant. Yeah, that's a good movie.
And I also was in Joe Dirt. I played man number 1, but everybody who saw the performance thought it was number 2. I starred in a movie with Linda Blair and Murray Langston, a.k.a. The Unknown Comic. He wasn't the unknown comic in the film called Up Your Alley. Murray and I played homeless guys, and she played a reporter investigating us, which was kind of cool because who knew that was going to be our future?
When are you coming to Porky's, Bob?
I'm coming to Porky's in November, so mark the calendar. As we get closer, we'll get the specific
We're gonna do a
date.
meetup.
You know how Eric is down there at Porky's. He holds them tight to his sleeve. Then he walks around going, "This is good barbecue."
Yeah. We're gonna have a meetup. We're gonna have, because the listeners love you, and we're gonna have a meetup for one of Bob's shows. And we're gonna.
I think it should be the Tom and Dan show presents Bob Zaney in concert. And you guys host. You come out.
I would love that. But we're very, very busy men.
We're a horrible host, dude. yeah, real bad.
Okay, can I just say so? Yeah, I know you're very busy, and God forbid you commit to November.
I'm getting a new hip next week.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, the guy might be older than you.
I got one in August.
Did you really? How do you feel about your new hip, Bob?
It's amazing. Where's your pain at? What would you give it from the 1 to 10 scale?
Oh, it's an 11 all day. Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, it's just the worst. It's the worst. But I still did 10,000 steps a day during the pain, and I think that really helped in the recovery. I recovered really fast.
Yeah, well, that's what they say. They say it's easy, and I will recover fast. And not to end on a positive note, but it's good to know that, man.
Let's talk about more surgeries coming up on the Tom and Dan show.
Yeah, we'll do it. Tom's gonna
Tom, are you going to have a testicle reduction or anything like that we should know about?
Yeah.
No,
he does have the long balls, long toilet balls.
I thought your test. Okay, I'm not going to say. You guys are the best until next month, because it's that time of the month with Bob Zaney and the Zaney Report. Baby.
See you, Bob.
Right.
Later, man.
Bye, Bob.
Bye. There he goes. Okay, he's out. All right. What do you think of that one, Tom? What do you think? That's our 3rd edition. I promised you I would bring you the greatest, and I think I'm delivering. I think I'm delivering on all accounts.
Over-delivering, maybe?
Yeah, right? What has this guy done?
Exactly.
Every setup is like
excruciating.
Yeah.
That's a perfect word.
Because
for it.
oh my God, the punchline's gonna come and I'm gonna have to do something.
It's like you're watching a train come slowly. I can't get out of the way.
And then it's like, it's coming.
I also like that he already got his hip replacement, and I'm getting mine. I'm just becoming Bob Zaney. I'm just becoming it.
Yeah.
So
You'll start booking Zoom calls around the country.
Yeah.
Now,
I love you, Bob. Thanks, buddy.
You say the listeners love it.
It's the Bob they wanted us to kill. We just killed Bob Saget instead.
I don't.
Wrong Bob.
Yeah, we got the wrong Bob.
Yeah.
It's anyway. Sorry.
They'll write me this afternoon. They will write me. Say, tell Tom Bob Zaney's funnier than he is. Tom's not fun anymore. Tom doesn't like fun.
Yeah, but is that fun for the listeners?
I never said it was fun. I just said it was new. Your new thing is new. I'm just giving people new things.
Is that new?
It's not new. It's old joke.
It was 2009.
He did a joke from '96.
When he's doing a joke.
Last time he did a joke from Monica Lewinsky.
But he's doing an Ice Ice Baby joke in 2017. It was a 1998 joke.
And then,
in
we talked
2017.
we talked about the Jerry Lewis telethon and Ed McMahon and Jerry Lewis, who are both dead.
Dead. So dead.
And
Old and
you
dead.
were plugging an event 8 months
In November.
This is the beauty of my plan. And Porky's
Is this
Comedy
the plan?
Club. Porky's Comedy Club not paying us.
Oh, wow.
I think I'm the real businessman.
So, Chris, let's get back to the Oscars.
All right.
So, anything else happened that was? Some people say like, oh, this is some controversy because this movie won and this movie got snubbed.
Mm-hmm.
Although, like you said, it's all a vote and aggregate of
For the
of
best picture,
yeah.
it's a weird ranking system that they've changed in the last 8-9 years. So the best picture one has been weird now for a while, but it's it is what it is, and really it's a test of time type of thing. Will people still remember these movies in 10 years, or will the movies that are remembered like not even nominated? It's culture is weird like that. Just I rewatched Driving Miss Daisy recently, the Best Picture winner from 1989, and that movie stinks. And there's a reason why no one talks about it anymore or wants to remember it outside of it being like a bad choice for a Best Picture winner. Meanwhile, from the same year...
That's the whole theme of Maisie's bedroom.
Driving Miss Daisy.
I thought it was weird, but it's what she wanted. And I was like, why do you always dress like an old black man? I said that to Maisie.
What, a mural of Jessica Tandy on the
Because
wall
I thought
there?
she wanted to be Jessica Tandy. Nope, she wanted to be the black guy.
I got to go make water, ma'am.
And now,
my
now I said, what do you want to do with your room now? Because it's like Driving Miss Daisy. She's like, I think I want to do Bagger Vance. And I'm like, okay.
Okay.
I'm
Just
like,
10 years later, same idea.
You can reuse the hat.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Meanwhile, from the same year, Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing, famously not nominated for anything, especially Best Picture. That movie is more relevant today than ever. If you watch that movie now, it feels like it was made last week, outside of like the time period setting of '89, and it's like taught in schools and stuff, in film schools. So, I'm not trying to slag Nora necessarily or anything. I'm just wondering, in 10 years, will people still remember Nora, or will something like The Substance or The Brutalist, or will people forget about The Brutalist completely? That's possible too. You know, it has its moment now. People like it, then they forget about it and move on and wait for the next Transformers or Marvel or whatever.
I would like to thank The Brutalist for bringing brutal style, like that style.
Brutalism?
Yeah, brutalism to the forefront, because now I see it everywhere, and I realize that I am attracted to it.
It's interesting, right?
It is a form of architecture that
and when you realize what it is,
dig it.
It's kind of like, wow, this really is like
Yeah.
everywhere. And it's funny because it is
we
so...
have some stuff in Orlando.
Yeah, I mentioned it a few episodes ago, the library downtown
Hell
is a
yeah.
great example.
Yeah. I got to say that to my daughter, and I looked like I was a genius. I stole that from you.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's such a Soviet, it's related so hard to the Soviet Union. It's a Soviet style of architecture.
I love reading in a Soviet prison.
The Gulag.
It's your favorite, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to go to the Gulag for my
I
children's
wonder
books.
why so much of, like, okay, so that would be two. I mean, I'm sure this is just a coincidence, but two of our movies are like, was Brutalist set in, where was that set in?
It was set in Oklahoma, somewhere in America, in rural America, because the movie starts with him arriving in America to Ellis Island on the boat. Yeah, post World War II.
Maybe, is that a very long movie? Maybe I'll check that one out.
It is long, but it has an intermission, so it's really like 2 hour, 45-minute movies combined.
Can you blow through it?
If you want to.
Can you combine it and watch it.
Like simultaneously have on one screen, one on the other screen, just play them at the same time.
No, I mean, like, do people watch movies a little faster, or is that considered bad?
I've heard of people doing that. I think it's a crazy thing to do, but I've heard of it, though. Like 1.75.
Extreme pacing.
It just messes up the
It's weird
audio
to watch
and
art sped up.
Yeah.
Like as if you're trying to just be. I understand people do that with
You
sports.
chop and screw your rap music all the time. Every time I'm writing.
That's because he wants to listen to it longer.
Every time I'm riding in your Chevy Celebrity, you've got something chopped and screwed.
It's all a bunch of chopped and screwed Tame Impala and stuff in here.
So Wicked 2,
Wicked Part 1?
Wicked 1 or
Yeah.
whatever. I was thinking of Wizard of Oz 2, even though that's not what it's called. But
No, it's not. It's not called that. It's certainly not called. No.
Wiz 2.
But that won some costume design, but that was it, right?
Yeah, it won costuming.
Music?
Not score. I think Brutalist won score. I think it just won costuming.
How about most annoying and
one other.
skinniest arms? Ariana
Grande, maybe.
She performed at the Oscars. I saw that.
They did the opening. Her and Cynthia Erivo, a great opening,
great.
actually. Yeah, they're
really
so ridiculously talented, especially Cynthia. And then did you see her? She has these long nails, she had these long, awesome decorative nails on.
Yes.
And then one of them, the pointer finger, had like a little gold chain dangling off the end of it. So she's
a little dangler?
Yeah, a little dangler. And she's holding the mic, and you see this little thing dangling on her finger. It was so
Danglers
cool.
are back. I saw a guy at Trader Joe's, like an older, dad. Like a guy that looks like Tom, like not older dad, but it's just a dad, dressed like you, dangler. The only thing he had.
What, a dangle earring?
The only thing he had of
Wow.
the only unique thing about him was he had a dangler, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Was it
danglers are back.
a little pirate sword maybe or something like that? Or?
I couldn't make
Couldn't
out
make
what
out
was
what it
on
was?
the end of it,
Yeah.
but it was at least half an inch. It wiggled.
Wow.
It had some movement to it.
Okay, when you are dressed, because I saw her dress also,
Yeah.
and it was, like over the top, huge shoulder pad, like a gigantic costume. The only way I could describe it, like abnormal than a normal dress, I guess.
Right.
But like over the top, and then you have the long nails and a dangler. Like, how do you use the restroom?
You don't.
Carefully.
You don't.
Yeah.
Do you take some medication that way you don't? Because
Maybe you don't take medication, but you certainly don't drink or eat much.
okay, yeah, you
Yeah.
have to not drink or eat much
No.
because just go
Didn't they say that about Kim Kardashian when they stitched her in that Marilyn Monroe dress or something?
Oh, she had to like starve herself for a day or something.
Starve herself. No, I want to say like for a week she starved herself.
Yeah.
I think she was like they're like lucky she walked
to drop the lbs to fit.
Yeah, because you can't go to the bathroom just like go. I gotta go tinkle. Like it would be a process.
Don't say that, why would you say that? What's wrong with you?
Well, because
why would you ever say that on this show?
Because with the elaborate
You're
dress
embarrassing me in front of Chris.
and the stockings and then the nails and the danglers.
Well, you cut a hole like Fairvilla underpants.
No, well, I don't know. There has to be some sort of like a plan.
I don't think you wear underwear.
Maybe she's diped up.
No, you have to.
Chat room said diapers.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, why not?
Because if that came out, then it would be embarrassing, right?
Why it wouldn't come out? It's already come out. That's point of the diapers that it stays in.
They don't come out of the leg holes. Haven't you seen it? They bunch the legs so it doesn't come out.
Yeah. No, the diapers are they're very thin now. Adult diapers.
You know nothing about diapers, man. You're sitting here trying to tell us about diapers. Me and Chris know about diapers.
Well, I know about adult diapers.
You don't know nothing about diapers. Me and Chris are the diaper boys.
Because at the
shut your hole.
We're the die boys.
Yeah, man.
Do they even serve drinks at the Oscars?
I don't know.
Like
is there a bar there?
Like because
why are you not going to go now?
Well, no, I'm just
This sucks.
Actually, you know what? I know at one point they do things like this every year. They passed out bottles of tequila and had them pass them down the row so people could take drinks from the bottle. I think doesn't seem sanitary.
That's COVID.
I know it's COVID. They also give out snack boxes. At each seat has a little box of snacks.
Here's some PDQ.
Yeah,
like a greasy finger.
PDQ. No, more like a box. What was it? A box of sweet tarts, some chips, I think, a donut, and a bottle of water. Smart water too, I think. Ugh.
Do they still give out elaborate gift bags and stuff? Is that still because I remember
the gifting suite? Yeah, I think that's still a thing.
Or do they?
People really don't talk about
well,
it anymore. Well,
they take heat, and then people go like, "We're not going to do that," and then they don't do it for like a year or so, and then they gradually bring it back because it's all sponsored.
But then no one talks about it. Yeah,
right.
But I remember
exactly.
like back in the radio days, like it being a topic of like what was in the gift bag.
Yeah.
Now
I can look.
It seems irrelevant because what are you going to give?
Because I think what happened.
You're going to give Kevin Costner a new iPhone.
Exactly.
You don't want that.
You're giving these a lot of these are like
cares?
rich people, well-off people have all this
Don't
stuff.
care.
You got to think about there are also like think of the
it's for nominees typically.
the people who did the short film documentary nominees. Those people getting gift bags are getting a lot of stuff they wouldn't have access to or couldn't afford.
Right.
So
you ready?
There are a decent amount who can get cool stuff.
It's like stuff we give out. It's like a Tom Van gift bag.
Oh,
to tell you the
some
truth.
Tom and Dan T-shirts.
You get a couple of pre-rolls and a THC infused drink.
Okay.
You get now you don't put this in any of your gift bags. You get a 4-night stay at a resort in the Maldives that's worth $23,000.
Okay,
well, that's pretty good.
You get a 5,200 stay at a Barcelona hotel, as well as an ancestry DNA test, up to $25,000 VIP family history experience, where they'll trace your entire genealogy.
Holy cow!
The gift bag also includes a $240 John Booz cutting board, skincare products from Swiss brand Institutum, a luxury pocket square from Daniel Ashley Companies.
Oh.
This pocket square is a $1,500 pocket square, a tiny piece of silver, $1,500.
So eggs out there cost $6 for half a dozen. But then they're going to put out articles like this about these expensive pocket squares. People don't want to hear about that anymore, So I feel like this.
We should have stormed that place and kill all those rat men and steal their pocket squares.
we should.
I'll stomp a rat man flat and steal his pocket square.
Listen,
little Shyamalan.
The French had it right.
Little Shyamalan. I think even with my bad hip, I think I could push Timothy Chalamet over. How tall is he?
Maybe 5'8", 5'9".
I think I could push him over. I think I could tackle him.
Yeah.
I think he's pretty tough.
He's not tough. He's not enduring the amount of pain I'm enduring. I'll gouge his eyes out and steal his pocket square.
There you go.
He made some speech at some other awards that got some sort of like people saying like, "Oh, this is pretentious." He was just talking about he wants to be.
He wants to be known as the greatest, one of the greats, or something like that.
Well, you won't be saying that.
What,
no, you won't.
When you get your hands on them?
The true greats are the ones that never say that.
They don't say that. Yeah, Gene Hackman didn't say, "I want to be one of the greats."
Correct.
He just did good work, and when he died, everyone was like, "This guy's great."
Just do your work. Shut up.
But he's young, and then he's got aspirations to be one of the greats.
He's just young. That's all.
There are young,
like that.
but you can still have aspirations and not say things that make people
and not come across as pretentious. He's a New York City theater F-boy.
Don't
is what
defend
he
him.
is.
I like the
I'm
grind.
not defending
Don't
him.
defend him.
I'm
He's butt.
telling
he wants
you.
to be like Brady and Tom.
He's a butt
Tiger
rat.
Woods.
He's a dirty butt rat.
He is. No,
Don't defend him.
it's not a defense. It's an accurate description of what he is.
Yeah, he's gross.
Um,
What else? Christine put a few more things in here.
Well, I was gonna say one of Conan O'Brien's joke I did see on TikTok is that he was talking about the Timothy Chalamet movie,
A
Bob
complete
Dylan.
unknown.
and he was like, he's like, Bob Dylan wanted to be here tonight, but not that much. And I was like, that's a funny joke because like a movie about him is being nominated for an award, didn't show up.
Yeah,
Like, you
didn't
don't
even
care
show up.
less.
Yeah.
But that's good because that's Bob Dylan, right?
It is
You
very
don't
Bob
care
Dylan.
about
Very
that.
much Bob Dylan.
If he showed up, it would almost be like, what is this? You
Yeah.
expect him to not show up.
In fact, they've been saying like he shared something on. He shared a
tweet, I think.
a tweet from Machine Gun Kelly or MGK. Bob Dylan did.
He's on Twitter?
Yeah, or he's on
Yeah, he is.
Instagram, and
Yeah.
he shared like a reel
He
of
is on
MGK.
social media.
He probably butt dialed it. He didn't mean to do it, I don't believe. But people were like, "Oh my god," because he never does anything.
Yeah, that was an accident.
Yeah.
100% he
You're
hates
scrolling.
Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah, there's no way.
no possible way that he watched Machine Gun Kelly and was like, "This guy's got it."
I like his
He made me
style.
nuts,
Yeah, no way.
basement mixing up the medicine.
That movie went 0 for 8, by the way. It lost every category that it was nominated for.
You want to know why?
Bob Dylan?
Chalamet.
Chalamet.
His attitude.
People are like, nope, we're not giving it to you,
Yeah,
buddy.
we don't like your attitude, Chalamet.
Yeah.
Well, let's plug the podcast, Cinema Crespediso. It's a Cinema Crespediso podcast, and you can find it anywhere podcasts are heard.
Yep.
Also, Who's the Baddie podcast.
Yeah, man.
My episode came out last week
Yep.
It's
about
awesome.
Shawshank Redemption. And anything else you want to hit?
That's pretty much it. Yeah, the C Lane episode of Who's the Baddie comes out this Wednesday.
I saw him over the weekend.
He's a very nice guy.
Love that man.
He chose Con Air, I believe.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
So a lot of Nick Cage impressions in that episode. And then you can go to patreon.com/Crespediso for the newest episodes we're putting out. Our next 2 episodes come out these next 2 Fridays. The Godfather and Godfather Part 2. So technically
Which you
it's
like better
big
personally?
movies. Part 2. I think
Okay.
I've seen the first one more.
Yeah.
But
Me
the second one is just a bigger, crazier movie.
Yeah.
So I got to respect it.
There's a scene in Con Air where Steve Buscemi is about to molest a little girl. A different time.
might be the baddie.
Screensaver on my
He's
phone.
playing with a doll. Anyway,
Might be the baddie. You'll see.
All right, we will be right back.
Thanks.
You remember that? It was
Oh God,
We gotta go in on that
that's
for sure.
really funny.
I appreciate it, guys.
Thanks for
so
being
much.
here, dude.
Oh, so when do you need the audio for these 2 episodes? I'm starting to edit them now.
sometime this or next. We're really kind of next week is fine. We're gonna air them on the 17th.
Okay.
So, but we need them a little beforehand because we're gonna cut an intro.
Sure.
Obviously, just plugging like, hey, we gotta explain what we're doing. Like, hey, we're about to play these 2 episodes. Find it, So we're just gonna cut like a small couple-minute intro in front of the beginning of the show.
Perfect.
And just play them both. Basically, Daniel's 1, 2,
Yeah.
then my 1, 2.
Perfect. Where should I send it to? Just send it to you?
You can
guys?
send them to me.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Show at Tom and Dan.
Or if they're too big, you can.
I'll probably have to do a drop.
Yeah, that's fine.
MP3 fine or do you
It's
want
fine.
waves?
Yeah. MP3's fine. I mean, like they compress the shit on the radio so much it wouldn't even matter.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So
Okay.
whatever you. Yeah. You just give me the best MP3 you have. It's fine.
I will do that. All right, I'll do that this week.
Cool. Perfect.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Guys,
dude.
Thank you very much.
You're both
That was
awesome.
really fun, man. Appreciate you.
I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Hey T, are we doing more?
Not for ACT. We're going to switch over to the BDM show, and Tony Munjet should be here in a couple minutes.
Cool.
And then we'll do the BDM show.
Well, you guys heard that. I will go set everything up on the Kupo. Not yet, but I will. I am going to reach out to them. I am going to switch over to Facebook. Yeah, Christine, I have a little bit of that as well. But I do think a little bit of that smugness, and the Kardashian aspect.